Good evening, everybody, and welcome to to the Prospect Esports Showdown Goats Grand Final. Today we have Team Yeti taking on Prospect's own Solo Alt Academy. Looking very much forward to this game, White Noise. How are you finding the tournament so far?
So far, this tournament's been fun to watch. Honestly, miss goats as much as one could. Uh, it's been good to watch these teams kind of duke it out in a different format. I'm excited to
Yeah,
see what
absolutely.
these two teams bring to the table tonight.
Yeah, so we have obviously been seeing a lot of very classic goats. We've got the Rhine, Zar, Diva, Brig, Zen, and sometimes you see a Moira, sometimes you see an Anna, sometimes you see no main healing support at all, and you see Brig, Zen, Lucio. Obviously, you're actually going to see that Lucio a lot more often, so that's my bad there. But yes, sadly, sadly, when we have seen, a little bit of differentiation, it hasn't worked out. So I'm afraid to say we're probably not going to see all that much in the way of variety of these two teams. We did see last week, if any of you were watching, some very questionable Orisa play, I'll say, of these guys. So today we're going to be starting on um, either Nepal, Lijiang, or Ilios. So this will be fun to see. If we go for something like Nepal, we're going to see some of those boops coming in, hopefully, get a couple of Lucio boops. But really, this is all going to come down to be a bit of a support and tank check, funnily enough.
I'm
I want.
excited to see that last support pick. I think the support pick is what's going to make the difference between these two teams. Is it the Ana? I mean, that nade will cancel out a trance, or are you going to go with with the Zen for more damage? Or are you going to go with the Baptiste? There's so many options here.
Yeah, absolutely. The variety really, really is in that port pick. Uh, but yeah, it's all going to come down to who is going to support their Rhine the most. We've got two extremely um, aggressive Rhines who are going to be trying to get that damage. And, if you haven't got that right sort of coordination with your Zarya bubble in particular, we may see such an issue like where you're going to have that one team that's just going to get trounced, which happened a bit in previous games. So far, we haven't seen in this series, final series, we haven't seen a very, very close matchup between our two teams. We had 4-1, or we've had some 3-0s these finals, but this is the two top teams. So we're going to hope to see a hell of a lot more, um, you know, competition here and get that sort of maybe get 3 maps to 4 maps. That'll be a little bit nuts to cast, but hopefully my voice will stay the course.
I think we're going to make it through tonight.
Yeah.
We got to at the end of the day. All right.
Yeah, absolutely. Um, Yeah, so the game should start any minute now. We're going to start on Lijiang Tower. It's such a popular map. I actually can't remember the last time I participated in seeing a scrim that didn't include Lijiang. I think it's just that classic first map. If you're not starting on Lijiang, then, you even playing Overwatch.
Yeah, I don't know. It's Lijiang and Kings Row. I think without those two maps, I don't know that you're even playing at the end of the day.
Yes, we really, really want to see that Kings Row, don't we, guys? Anyone who is a Ryan main just loves to see Kings Row. Some classic goats action on Kings Row. I'm looking forward to that one. So we're starting on Night Market to begin with, which should be good fun. Um, on this sort of map, it's really about who is going to make it to the point first. He who in obviously goats is a completely short range comp except for some of your heals and damage coming in from Zen Ana if you choose to run them. um it's such a short range map, so point control is what it's all about. um
Oh, this can't be
yeah.
the final picks. Do I see a wrecking ball?
Ooh, what I love here about Team Yeti, they try to make me excited, Wrecking Ball, Hog, Orisa. It's like,
Five,
yeah, give me some of that
four,
action. I want to see it. I
three,
want to see something
two,
different, but I
one.
don't think it's going to go that
Round
way.
one.
But we are going
Capture
to
the
run a
objective.
Sig instead of Diva. So an extra shield coming in. They're probably expecting the Zen pick, which of course Budget has decided to go. So they're going to try and limit that damage. We've got Yeti has now come in to take on control point first, which is what I called. There's a little bit of spacing between them, but they're all going after what that Ryan is calling.
Oh
I think
wow.
it'll be fun to go and see Ryan's perspective on the stream and just see him just smack in to those other team members. So we have Nineheart here on the Rhine, a very, very classic name for our Rhine main. Yeah, he's having a bit of fun there.
Oh wow, that
Blocks a
shatter.
shatter, doesn't block a shatter rather, and smashes straight through him. Very nice play by Ryan, and that is a very
Oh,
thing.
that
Stagger that baby.
stagger.
Very nasty.
Those two
Uh,
fights back to back.
yeah, just you see, you get that point control, and you've just got all the corners to really hold space. It's certainly one of those comps that you are going to do that in. We've got Budget trying to take that high ground. I always find this a very interesting strategy, but Nineheart's going to take it easy, take it a bit passive, and just, take it. Does not block the shatter. He was not tracking his Ryan. He was just looking at their Brigida. I'm not sure why. But again, D-Mech, that's really unfortunate. Budget gets that shatter off, and his team just, I don't know, they don't have speed or whatever ready off the cooldown, and it just goes straight through.
I don't
Just
know.
goes straight through. They just don't take the advantage.
That shatter was either questionable or I don't know what that call was because they hit the
Yeah,
shatter.
it really makes you wonder about some of the comms, because it was a good shatter, but if you're going to shatter and you don't have like that Lucio up or the rally up, it's just not going to work out. And we have support ults coming online for both. We've got Zen and Brig on both. Rally comes in by both teams. First one from, Prospect, and that's again another win by Yeti. They're just, I don't know if they're not playing carefully enough. Let's watch some of Budget and see, on this thing, if he's going to go in and see if we can identify what's
Score
going on with them.
0.
It could be that Sigma difference. Sigma makes it hard to get in the same route. He's spamming in there. Um, the Diva can't keep up. It looks like.
Yeah. So let's have a look. We might just cycle through quite a bit of Prospect's team, and let's see where we're going wrong. Because we got to find out, and let's hope that they're able to adapt. Because they're losing every fight. They've not won a team fight yet, but this is often the way with goats. It's sort of on a round-by-round basis.
Capture.
Locking junk, Golden says. He wishes. But this is a 3-3, so good luck with that idea. So we've got, this time again, we have Yeti coming in first. They're just always a bit slow to the point. Don't know that they grab too much. Budget's trying to swing, but look at that ult percentage. He is on 20% when Nineheart is already got his shadow. He's not swinging enough, Budget. You need to swing into that. All that aggression has to come from you. So I think we can just see, just looking at those ult tracking, the ult counters up the top, that in terms of their tanks, the tanks are really, really starting to really pop off more on Yeti than on Prospect here. Another big shatter from Nineheart, missed. Budget, I'm not sure what his eyes were on, but it's not what it needs to be. He needs to be watching that other ride. I think in terms of aggression, Nineheart is just going to carry his team, and they need to figure on shutting that down. I don't know if the Sigma is really going to work how they, hope it will for Prospect, having just sort of swap to that for this round. Another big trance. They're using every ult first. They're using every bit of damage first. Another shatter by Budget. He's pinning into them, and that is a very quick way to get killed, especially when you're already down members. I'm really sorry to say, at the rate this is going, we're going to see a nice 3-0 by Team Yeti.
Okay, the Brig is down though.
Yes, Brig is down. Are they going to be able to rush back in beforehand? Maybe not, because we seem to have quite a bit of the separation here. We got a fairly good fire strike off by Budget, but Reinhardt is just like, he's really owning those corners, and he's really using the environment around him to really pop off. But that was a huge pin by Budget, and with that they take their first fight map for this
The
series.
stagger. They can get
nice stagger on the Zen.
Oh.
Massive. Golden, why are you backing up? You just got to face it like a man and take that death. You know?
This is a different team. That fight did not look the same.
Yeah, absolutely. Maybe we'll get a little bit of unsettledness coming out of them. They've taken this fight with just 5, Yeti Mom has, and it's just strange. Very strange choice to go in without Zen, who of course is going to be your biggest amount of damage. Budget gets away with a very long pin. They've staggered the Brig. She's separated and isolated. Budget's popping off now. He said, you know what, I'm sick of this caster just flaming me for not aggressing, and I'm just going to show her what's happening. So we're getting some nice, you know, as soon as you're on the defensive, you really do have that advantage. So now we see, you know, suddenly Prospect is looking a lot better in terms of their ability to hold the space. Another shatter comes out. Budget's got a shatter ready, but what's he done? He's missed his pin and he's off the map.
That trance that came out, I am questioning the trance from Golden.
Yeah, certainly, you know, he knows that Artemis is going to be close on his ult. He knows that Oobs is also going to be close on his Sigma ult. A missed shatter, but we're pushing in still. We have that trance to get in. We have no one on the point on an overtime timer countdown. You got to make it there. You got to, you know, support your supports who have rushed to the point. I think Prospect maybe wasn't quite aware of that overtime timer countdown going on. So that was a bit of a whoops there. But you know what? I really do appreciate that Solo Old Academy is sort of coming to the fold.
I'll say that last fight, it looked like totally different team. If they had brought that the first map, might have seen a different game there.
Yeah, if they were fighting like they did on that, like from that take. So hopefully, you know, maybe they just weren't warmed up. Maybe they're just, you know, they're just like, oh yeah, we can take these guys easy and didn't do a warm up. So we'll see. So now we're going to swap maps. So for anyone just joining, Yeti is in the lead 1-0 after the first map for the Prospect Esports Showdown GOATS Grand Final. This tournament has been going on for quite a number of weeks now, and we've just come off, you know, our semi-finals last week, where we had quite a few like decent teams were in contention, but both Team Yeti and Prospect Solo Alt Academy really did show, you know, that they were the two best teams coming forward, both taking their opponents in a 4-1. So yeah, so it's been a bit, you know, sad to see some of these other teams sort of go by the wayside. We know Xanta Diff took it a bit hard last week. We were going to have a short, sort of like a bit of a pre game to find out who would be third out of the two, but Xanta Diff, you know, they kind of buckled and said, "Nah, we don't even care about third place anymore. It's top or nothing." So of course that meant that Xanta Diff finished in 4th place, leaving our other team third, who you'll just have to excuse me. My mind has gone blank. I casted them for two games straight, and I have forgotten their names. Hopefully, they don't flame me too much. Uh, yes, if anyone wants to tell me what their name was, you'll just have to let me know. Let Flame Junk, of course it was. Thank you, Laurel, for that information. Let Flame Junk. Yes, they had Flame, who is a junk player on the Zarya, and I think it just didn't work out all too well for him.
At the end of the day, if they had let Flame junk, we might have been in a different situation.
Yes, yes, but of course, in a Ghost comp, there is no such thing as DPS players or DPS characters. So, it's just a little bit too bad, so sad. But we hope Let Flame Junk will join us for our next tournament, which is the Prospects Esports Showdown regular season. That, of course, is a 2-2-2 traditional best of five map pool and tournament rules. So hopefully next season we'll see Flame Junk and show us why that's so important to their name. I really want to see him pop off next season. So we're going to go and move on to Volskaya now, where we're going to have um, Yeti Team Yeti Defense. So they're going to move over to the left side of your screen, which hopefully our lovely producer here, Nikki, will manage fine. This is Nikki's first time streaming for us today, and I think he's doing a great job personally. So, it's always good to see, people coming on to, experiment and learn and adapt and just sort of build their skills up. It's always good to have people in the community, show some love for esports in this world today, this 2021 world that we live in, where technology is the future. Like my catchphrase.
Yes,
Quite dot.
that's what it sounds like. You're a spokesperson for 2021.
Yeah, well, after 2020, I must say I am a big spokesperson for 2021.
I think it'd be
All these, yeah.
hard not to.
Yeah. How have you all found your lockdown? In the next break that we have, we might have a talk about what everyone's been getting up to. So do let us know.
Pull up the chat over here. Going into Volskaya, huh? This is gonna be
Hmm.
this is gonna be interesting. The getting through that choke with goats. It's always the question of routing. If they stick to the Rhine, I think the Rhine is probably the best choice. It's why they've been sticking to it. But on defense, point A Volskaya, you can see all sorts of comps coming out.
Yeah, certainly you could see something like a bit of a goat's dive setup where you run the monkey instead. So you're running the monkey Diva Czar, um, and you sort of set up like two sort of long range aim supports on the high ground. That is certainly a fairly effective, or it used to be anyway, a fairly effective goat strategy for in the past, where you sort of just own that high ground. You'll have your monkey jump in,
Traveling to
then you have Diva
Volskaya
following, and then you have the
Industries.
bubble come in, and you just get like
Initiating
actual poke
launch.
damage off, and they can't actually come and contest you on that high ground and really defend from that long range. Like, you get your anti nade off and your Zen orbs, and you know, it can be quite powerful. So maybe we'll see that. So yes, we got Yeti now on left side and Prospect on the right side. That's always something that's interesting to adapt to because of course their colors are changing for
Ready
me.
for battle.
So let's hope that I don't stuff that up too much. So what do you think of these comps, White Noise?
Right now, I mean, we're seeing a bit of the same. It looks
Attackers
like
incoming
mirror
in
comps,
30
unless
seconds.
something changes here. The Sigma seems to be the right choice to me. I know Sigma is running the meta right now. You can get a lot of good spam damage on this map, especially with the Zen. Setting
Mm-hmm.
up Sigma Zen in the quarter on the high ground, you can just keep poking damage in, and they have to come to you. On the offense, It'll be interesting to see. I think we're gonna see a really great match here.
Mm. Alrighty, so Team Yeti have got their Ryan sitting up on the high ground of the bunker, which is kind of interesting. I don't really understand the point of it, because obviously Ghost is such a short range comp, especially since they're not running that sort of dive variation. And then the one you do have on range is then on the ground. It really bothers me. But you also have You've got a Prospect Solo ult coming up the top. They're really going to take advantage of having that bit of high ground with the Sigma and their Zen. So this seems like a very strange sort of thing. I'm not sure that Prospect really actually knows what their goal is here. We've got Budget on the ground, sort of by himself. Not quite, like you've got all the, I don't know. This is a very, very slow. This is very slow. This is actually quite strange. We've got Ryan chasing the Sigma and then maybe going back to point. We've got a Sigma ult coming in, only taking... Budget got some fun teabagging coming off Pork there. He's just put them in their place. Yeah, I think, then when they were coming up on the right-hand high ground by, Yeti, I think that was the... See, I stuffed up. It's not Yeti. It's Solo ult. I think that was the right choice by Solo ult, but then they didn't sort of speed on, they didn't group up, and they didn't, I'm not sure there would have been many target calls coming out over their comms. Boys.
Looked like an ambush play by Yeti, too. They were waiting for them in the stairwell. They pushed right into them.
Looks like Budget here is a little uncertain. Crackers is really sort of starting to build up his ult charge, which is good. Yeah, so I don't know. Like you can see with that nice big glow in the Zari, he's certainly at high energy. I'd like to see him like pop off, get some big final blows on. So we've got ults coming online here. Just the Zarya ults for now, and the Brig ults are coming on. Both support ults are sort of catching up. Certainly, Solo Ult Academy is in the leaders with Voltcon. We've got Trance coming out for that grab from Crackers. All just everybody press Q. This is how Goats runs now. Someone press Q, we all press Q. So at the end of this fight, again, this time we actually have Budget has succeeded in their attack by pressing, 5 Qs? They have their beat online only, which is going to be the same for Yeti here.
That was a bizarre fight. Did you see off to the side the Rhine battle going on? Way off point.
Yeah, it was very strange. It's just so strange. You just see like this Rhine battle going off to the side and the rest of the two teams are fighting amongst themselves. It's very amusing.
I had thought Rhine was a frontline hero. I was confused about that, I guess.
No. Don't you know? Noise, we're going to have to take those off angles with Rhine. That the fire strike coming from the off angle is what we're looking for. Nineheart has his shatter up, and he may just use it to put Budget and his team in place, and he does. Solo ult, all shattered, but nothing comes from it. They weren't able to either isolate and kill Budget,
that's tough
or
pick.
to, oh dear, I don't know. For my mind, that should have been like a much, much easier fight. Things could have gone downhill. Budget should have been dead, or at least some of his team members with that 5-man shatter. I think I'm quite disappointed. What's happening is the two Rhines aren't just not blocking each other, but they're sort of eclipsing each other. So you actually get, Budget will go in front of Nineheart, putting Nineheart, I guess isolated from his team in terms of shield and healing, but just opening him up to those big shatters, it's just a very, very strange and bizarre play. We're now watching a bit of Budget, who is just sort of moving in on the team, getting a few swings off, but again, every single time, Nineheart is getting to his ult, every single time. Rally comes out from Tyler, and this should be a fight win. He who rallies first, rallies best, and wins the fight.
There we
My
go.
experience. So that's an easy take. Being, of course, a 2CP match, we're only going to see a 2-minute rotate when it comes back to it. So I'm kind of glad, look, that was a little bit sort of easier for the attacking team than some other maps, as we saw last round. Last round, whoever's holding the point kind of wins.
Yeah, I
But in
think
this one, yeah, go on.
this was it's been a weird match, but I think Solo Ult Academy learned from the last match that you don't. I mean, they were running without a brig, and you saw the difference there. I mean, they just couldn't. Their sustain wasn't there. I think that brig might have made all the difference. The rally just makes such it's a fight changing difference there.
Ready for battle.
Let's see what they're running here. Looks like it's going to be the exact same. Oh, Athena, you're there?
Hello. Sorry, I muted myself. Isn't that it's quite amusing. Sorry about that, guys. Yeah, so again, we're going to see this Sigma come out. I actually think it is a good pick. I think, if Sigma was around in original GOATs, that may have been the meta. Because while Diva can control a bit of high ground, say if you're like on a point like Dorada or so, it's probably not as required in such a map pool, such with like 2 CP, where there's a much more sort of straight and streamlined maps. So the C comes in, Porker, and yeah, Pork gets that temporary shield buff from eating the Fire Strike. Now this is a different pathing, going left side and trying to use that advantage of the brawly style that they have in the left room. But of course they don't even have a brig, so I'm really am confused as to why, they were in there. But it still looks like they may get a tick out of all this. No, not today.
The way these teams are playing, I hate the Ana pick. Normally I'm all about it.
Yeah, I think the Ana pick can be so big, especially if you're maybe playing against like a Diva comp, but you are playing long range. You're playing Zen Ana, so you actually want some more of those open spaces. You don't want to go and fight in that area where you're just going to give Hyla 50% free ult charge and giving Budget that power to just swing for free. It's just not what I would choose, but it looks like they're going to go for it again. They're going to go and try and take that left side where you're just not going to get that value out of your Zen. Out of your Zen and Ana. It's very strange. Big Shatter coming in. Knocks Nineheart down, who has been nanoed. Yeah, and another Shatter again. Oh my goodness me. Did he just get 2 Shatters in one, or did Budget just stuff a Shatter and I missed it? Because, you really want to see a lot more conversion happening from these Shatters.
Yeah, these Shatters are the strangest part of this match, I think. I think you're seeing Shatter after Shatter with these Rhines passing each other, getting to the other teams, catching these strange solo ults on the corners. It's not what I expected out of this GOATS match, but I gotta say, it's fun to watch.
No, it is. It is quite fun to watch. Very strange. We're taking the high ground by Nineheart here with Crackers starting to build up a lot of his, his Zarya beam charge. And I think that's a much better pick. You've got that Ana, so she can hopefully lob some nades. I really haven't seen any come out quite yet. I'm hoping to see more. But we've got they've managed to sleep Budget on the floor. Zarya gets a nice grab off. And yeah, that'll just sort of hold their team in place, and they'll have to come back and try again. Yeah, I would like to see Nineheart here, really try and take advantage, get his ult charge up again, see if he can beat Budget to it, and see how Ana gets that lob. But now for nano targets, especially since, Prospect don't have that ability to really sleep their Rhine or anything, I think we'll see Fox nano Nineheart here.
Yeah, I don't think it's a question with this comp. You might see maybe the Sigma Zarya with 100 charge, but I think that Rhine is moving.
I'm finding this pathing very odd coming out of Yeti. I really don't quite know how it's all that beneficial. Another shatter, yeah, and he doesn't even hit the Zen, which is who he really needed to hit there. Either it looked like that's what he was looking for, so I'm very confused. Ults coming out, left, right, and center. Again, I think we are going to see that, you know, Prospect is going to be able to come out on top here. They're going to, you know, they've got the shorter spawns. We're seeing Pork and Fox die first quite a lot. We're actually seeing Fox swap off that Ana onto the brig. Do you think that'll work out better for them, White Noise?
Yeah, I think that was the obvious choice. They had to at this point. They're running into a brick wall and not
Yeah.
making it.
I mean, I think you can get a lot of value out of that Ana, but you need to know how to play the comp correctly. And I just don't think that's going to be Yeti's strength here for that. It's not quite ideal.
Oh, the early pickoff. Looks like they're
Yes, we do
resetting.
have that coming in. In terms of the older comedy, we've got, you know, Crackers has his grab again. Yet again, he's got his grab, and that'll probably come out soon. I would have liked to see him use it already, maybe stuff up that Sigma ult with it. Budget is separated from the rest of his team, and Crackers gets a massive grab off. Is it going to be enough? Artemis goes for it too. Where's the heals for our Rhine? Nineheart dies. And I just don't think it's going to happen. So I think what we're going to see here is clearly, to me, in my mind, Prospect Solo Academy has, you know, responded to that first game where they were a bit hesitant. Things weren't going the way that they wanted it to go, and they've come out stronger this match. And I think they're going to hold Volskaya here. I'm not fully convinced that Yeti is going to be able to coordinate well enough to actually rush in here. I don't know, how is Rizzo going with these speeds? Is this where what the issue is? Is Rizzo letting the team down by not having those speeds in time for his team? Shadow gets missed and blocked by Sigma. You love to see that these days, especially with that new cooldown that's been brought in to make Sigma's life just that bit harder. He was a bit OP and they've brought his thing, I think it's 2 seconds now, or is it 2.5, that he has to wait for his shield to come off cooldown.
Oh, that
I
hurts
believe
to
it's
watch. That stagger on the Zen.
I do admire the capacity of these two teams to make, say, a Zen's life a living nightmare when he is the last to die. Usually as aim support, you want to be the last to die, but not against the Goats team where you're going to get staggered from your team for so long, affecting your ability. I think now it is all but certain that the best outcome Yeti can hope for here is a draw, but I don't know that they'll even be able to cut up here. We're going to hit overtime very, very shortly. Just Risu comes in with a Lucio ult. It's not going to be enough, but maybe, maybe it was. Maybe it was. We do have Golden is building his ult quick, and so is Nineheart. He should be able to stop a trickle on effect from the Shatter. We see Ball coming in to contest. He wasn't immediately shattered, which is interesting. I probably would have done it, but he doesn't need to. So, you know, at this stage, you know, we've got 2-2 on 2 CP, but with Prospect Solo Old Academy having taken the second point with more than 1 minute remaining, that's 2 minutes 11 remaining, they've got the opportunity here to take the win very easily from Yeti. They've got quite enough time to do it. That should be 2 to 3 pushes at least that they can manage to build up ults and do, but we do know it can be harder to attack with goats. And with, you know, Nineheart and crew on Yeti being able to, you know, only have to worry about this one defense, they know that they can just use their ults as need be to maintain, because they're not going to be worried about, you know, a snowball effect afterwards.
I uh
So,
I
yeah.
I think we would have to roll back the footage, but from what I remember, Solo did not do as well on point A on the attack.
No, no, it's true. Solo ult on point A I think last week really actually did quite struggle on this map to attack. Yeah, they had quite a lot of issues where they kind of got a little bit spawn camped. I think this was the one map that they did lose last week. They did struggle to take first point, and they got caught on the other side of, the choke. So maybe there'll be that again, and we'll see our first draw for this series today.
I
But
like it.
again, they're taking that high ground again. I wonder if they're going to execute this better. Let's see how we go. We have Lucio on heels at the moment. Want to see him switch to speed, and
Oh,
speed's
that's
going to pull
massive.
in. We're in speed. That is a big pick on Lucio. Yeti now just doesn't have that ability to move in on the team. Bunch of swinging like his life depends on it. And they C9! A C9
Oh, you
by
hate
Yeti.
to see it.
Goodness me, you just hate to see that. I mean, yeah, he didn't even work for a draw.
They had already gotten those 2 picks down, though. I think that team
Yeah,
fight
I
was
mean,
as
look,
good as
they were going to
done.
lose. Is it really? Chad, I want to know from you guys, do you find, is a Charlie Niner really a Charlie Niner if the fight was not winnable at all? Or do you think you should just be trickling on to save it as your life depends on it? Because if you don't, that's a C9. So what's your thoughts, chat? Alrighty. So, in a minute, we're just gonna have a talk for a couple of minutes, and then we're gonna have a 5 minute break, where we'll see. Yeah, I'll take a break and have a bit of a drink and wet the whistle. But yeah, how are you finding? What do you think of the two teams at the moment?
Have you
Joy.
had you asked me before that last round, I would have said that Yeti was going to take this thing away, that they were just a clearly better team. But that last round really showed. I think they both have something to prove here, definitely. But they both have a shot at it.
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
I was impressed with that last attack by Solo. They played it slow. I mean, they took the same high ground, but the first round they rushed it. They pushed right onto point, and they got separated and they got picked. And this last time they stuck together. They worked slow, and you saw Lucio just come way out of position, get picked early, and it finished the match.
Yeah, yeah, it did absolutely finish the match there. Yeah, I mean, yeah, so I'm actually really excited. I love that going into our first sort of break, we're going to like we have a 1-1. It's going to be tight. I do like to see this competition. We don't necessarily see it all the time, especially in like a goats tournament. Um, where it is often just a bit of a Rhine diff. So yeah, I just really like to see it. Yeah, so yeah, we'll go and head off to our 5 minute break and we'll be back soon. Alrighty, everybody, welcome back to the Prospect Esports Showdown GOATS Grand Final. For those just joining, we're at 1-1 between Yeti and Prospect Solo Alt Academy. We've had some pretty intense gameplay so far. Massive shatters, massive grabs, massive beats to save them from. But yeah, it's been
Now
quite
entering
fun.
King's
The
Row.
two teams are quite aggressive. Although, based on the last map, I must say Prospect
Initiating
Solo Alt
launch.
Academy has had the upper hand in the sense that, they started off slow in the first, but the last map, they just dominated, full holding on the second point of. Sorry, no, they did get taken on the second point of Volskaya, but in overtime, leaving them with the ability to just take that first point for free on their second attack of
Ready for
Volskaya.
battle.
Yeah.
So, very excitedly, we're moving to King's Row, the GOATS map of all GOATS maps.
Wouldn't be a
Uh,
game without Kings Row and
yeah,
Legion.
no, yeah, we did have one of the players,
Attackers
because of course
incoming in
last time
30 seconds.
how it works is the team that loses, they get to choose the map, and Prospects Old Academy, knowing it was hybrid that was up, said Kings Row or throw. So, we're seeing there's a little bit of BM in the chat. We're also seeing it a little bit in the plays. We had Pork having a bit of
5,
fun,
4,
teabagging,
3,
I think a
2,
brig,
1.
but that was on
Attackers
Volskaya, and guess
incoming.
who lost? So, you know, Pork maybe got a bit of an ego, and maybe it's not justified.
He who tease.
Alrighty, so straight out of the bat, we got again a very constant new goats composition, which is of course with the Sigma instead of the Diva. Again, I'm finding these are actually very interesting attacks where you've got these short stream Rhine, these short range Rhine comps taking high ground. I don't understand.
They're
Like-
trying fan battle. They're trying to use that Zen and the Sig, but okay, here we go.
Budget going in for a big swing. Again, seeing them just, it's a bit of a reverse now. They've dropped in, and now it's as if Budget is defending the point from the defending team, which I quite like. I like this, actually, in the sense now I can see what that pathing was all about, because they were able to just take it, because as we've seen throughout the thing, he who controls the point has the easier time. Being on the defensive instead of the offensive seems to be the strength in GOATS at the moment, where, obviously the meta here has been, has been designed for a 2-2-2 comp, making the tanks a lot less aggressive than previously. So by them positioning into that thing, so they're actually on the defensive, they were able to take that first point nice and cleanly. We have Shatter online for Budget, and Nightheart's just finishing that up. He has it now. We really want to see the grab come out by Prospect first, but Budget lost his life. So now, the fight should swing in the favor of Yeti, which it certainly does, White Noise.
Solo Alt's positioning there was really interesting to me. Again, it felt like they were the defenders.
Big sort of BM shatter. That was an already won fight. What are you doing, Risu? What the hell?
The third one.
Oh, jeez. He's dying first a lot. He's getting separated a lot. Don't you know your place is just behind your Reinhardt? Oh, I don't know. I think Risu's fighting himself in my books as potentially being the MSP of today's game, but we'll just have to see. Big rally coming in early at the start of the fight from Yeti here. Fox that dies, I think his rallies really have been, on the ball here. A big stun and, pin from Nineheart onto Budget, keeping them in check. Yeah, I don't know. What do you think, White Noise? Are they going to hold it here?
I think that defense was solid. Where are they going right
Oh
now?
no, here we go. We've got some of these sort of BM positioning plays. Uh, grab coming in from Crackers. It's big. They're probably actually going to win this point. Well, not this point. They're going to win this fight. We've got Shatter. We've got every ult coming in, though, which is just not looking good in terms of ult economy. Pork is instantly using his Sigma ult. What are they doing?
You know, for a team that just C9, this is not the position I would take.
No. But you know what I think here? Now,
This
Jin
is
Ryle
wild.
and Hyla and Dissension all had their ults there. What they should have done, noticing that, you know, Nineheart and crew are going to have used all their ults, they should have just held on to it. Just take the L of this fight and don't panic ult. Because they could easily have just come in there really strong with their new support ults and had it really strong for this next take. Where now they're going to be a little bit behind. They're behind the support ultimate. They were behind with their Ryan ult. And all they have now online is going to be the Sigma ult. So, Yeti should take this fairly easily here now. And they've just wasted a lot of time. Oops comes in. His two other tanks are dead and he uses his ult. He's just not being careful whatsoever in ult usage.
If you compare that gravitic flux there from Cracker's grab, I mean, he just had, that was a perfect Zarya ult followed up by one of the worst Sigma ults I think we've seen today.
Yeah, absolutely. It's the worst one I've seen today. Even that one where he solo ulted, I think, of Reinhardt earlier today was better.
Yep,
So
separating out the Ryan.
Everyone's just insta-ulting. I would love to see the stats from this game. Maybe I might even run them a little later and stick it up on Twitter and just show you the sort of things that you can see from these games, because it's just, you're just seeing ult comes online, ult gets used. There's no nuance whatsoever. I know before I was complaining that they weren't using some ults as soon as they could be, but use them when you have an
Oh,
advantage. Don't
Yeti is
use them when you're
behind.
behind.
Yeti is sneaking behind them here. It's about to happen.
I really am admiring some of the positioning from these two teams.
Wild.
It's very amusing. We've got Sneak. You've got this big, giant, clunking Ryan sneaking. Doesn't seem to make sense. Trans coming in, clutch out of Golden, but every single one of their support ults are used exactly at the same time. I don't like it. Now you're going to have Budget, he's going to have his ult, and there's not going to be, well, look, honestly, they did dominate there in the end, so it's not a big issue, but it could have been, if they didn't just press W into those three ults and they just bided their time just for a moment, they could have gone in with 0 support ultimates online. So I think this is really sort of the biggest issue that I'm seeing out of both teams, but certainly in the case particularly of Yeti. Their ult economy to me is very iffy. They may be building them quick, but there's no nuance whatsoever in how they're being used.
Gotta question the calls being made. Is what are these supports saying? How are they? How are they communicating their alts, and are they just pressing Q the second that they have them?
Yeah,
Uh,
because I mean, with that grab, they should know between the two of them, especially since there is no Ana, you know, who is going to be ulting that? Now, when you're playing against a Sigma, I would argue clearly there's no Ana. Trans comes out for grab. If you both have your ults up, Trans comes out for grab, and you save your beat for the Sigma ult. Because obviously, when you do that beat in a Sigma ult, it gives you a lot more sort of momentum and sort of recovery from the actual Sigma ult itself. So I mean, I just feel like that's something that could have very easily been addressed. I know, these are GOATS teams, so whatever scrims, if any, that they've had, there haven't been many. So, they probably haven't gone into the analysis of it. But I mean, I would like to see, in the games that come from this, onwards throughout this series tonight, I want to see that. I want to see them, get that together a bit. Get their support alts together.
Yeah, this looks like routing I'm used to on King's Row.
Yep.
There we are. That's the goats game that I'm seeing now.
Absolutely, it is. Yeah, I do like to see it. I do like indeed to see it.
Ryan hits things with a hammer. That's what this game mode is.
Yeah, so we've got Nightheart here, taking a lot of space, just smacking things as they come.
Now that was a clean fight from
That was
Yeti.
extremely clean. That was super, super clean. Really direct to the point.
And again, Risu's way out there.
Yeah, Risu is just who is this guy? I'm gonna go have a look at his career profile because there is just some questionable shit coming out there. Um,
Is he a
very,
Lucio player or
very
a Bronze
strange.
Genji, you know?
Like, look, I know what he's trying to do. He's trying to get him behind, and he wants to boot like the Rhine forward, and that was a very, very effective strat in the past. But do remember that now Reinhardt, since Goat's meta, now has that knockback, buff where he doesn't get knocked back quite as far anymore. And so the ability to actually boot an enemy Rhino into your team now is much, much, much reduced.
You know, this makes me think of like a Symmetron Hanamura. When the teleporter doesn't work the first time, you give
Mm-hmm.
it up. You give it up. You just play well after that. And doing the same cheeky move time and time again, you're not
It's
gonna
just,
get
yeah.
value. You know, you
Yeah,
don't
it's
get
just
value.
making you predictable and making you very easy to take advantage of, certainly. We're seeing some routing where they're going to try and get behind them. Budget's on the ball and knows exactly what's up, and it's pushing them into an area that's just not going to work out too well for them. They're now going to, I feel like the comms here might be breaking down a little bit. There is a bit of splitting, you can't tell. But yeah, there's certainly some splitting from Nineheart and the rest of his team. Some going up, some going down. Big grab comes out by Artemis, followed up by a Sig ult that was quite effective. Risu has a good beat, does a good beat. Look, they did what we said. They used the Zen ult for the trance, and then they used Lucio beat for the grab flux. And see just how much easier a fight that was, and how smooth and clean it was.
That was smooth and clean. They knew they didn't need to rush. They had time on their side. They took their time. They played patient, and it paid off.
Yeah, so I do like to see that, definitely.
Nineheart, where are you right now?
Yes, Nineheart's on the high ground, a very interesting place for most Ryans. But big shatter coming from Nineheart, knocks down the whole team. This is a fight win if I ever saw one, and Yeti is going to take King's Row for their second win of the series. So there seems to be a bit of niggling between the two teams, push back, push forward, it's very interesting.
That Yeti just played a cleaner game. What I was seeing there is Yeti play, slow and precise. Oh wow, what a play of the game!
Yes, sextuple kill, which is always very fun and interesting to see. Massive numbers coming out from from the supports because it's just constant healing. I actually would love to see what is the inspire percentages of these Brigitas because it's probably super duper high. Yeah, so certainly we're having a lot of fun with this again, and we're going to move on to another map, which I believe will be an escort map. It'll be between Dorado, Junkertown, and Havana. So yeah, really good maps to see. Certainly in terms of goats, the chances we're going to see Junkertown is pretty low. And honestly, probably as well with Havana, there's no sort of, you know, um, what's the word, like precedent for goats on Havana, because I do believe it came out just when 222 was coming in. I think that's when they had the beta. Remember the 222
Yeah,
beta for comp? I think that's when it came in. And so while there was sort of open comp at the time, Yeah, there's no snipers in goats, Laurel says. Um, so yeah, I don't expect to see Havana, which means it's probably going to be Dorado, but no, Dissension from
Junkertown.
Prospect Solid Old Academy has said Junkertown. This is a
I
very open map, especially on that first point, isn't it?
I want to see Wrecking Ball goats. That's all I want to
Oh,
see today, and I
I would
think that
love to see Wrecking Ball
this is the
goats.
map for it. If they're gonna do it ever, it's gonna be this map.
Yep, yep. Yeah, it definitely would be, having the Hammond uh come in with these sort of high ground and just the amount of maneuverability. There's so many pathways for him to sort of take in and out and over. The obstacles are like very nice sizes for him. So yeah, I would really like that'd be fun to see. I don't know if we are going to see it, but it would be nice to see. Now,
Wrecking
I
Ball.
think it looks like Yeti might be on the defense here, um, but they haven't quite told us as yet.
Yeah, I. It's looking that way. Oh no, it looks like Yeti's gonna be on the attack.
He's going to be on the attack, making things a little more difficult for our poor cast streamer here, who now has to swap everything over in obs.
Yeah, I am very curious to see when uh, when Dissension picked Junkertown. That was a surprise. I would not. They have something up their sleeve. They've practiced this map, and I want to see what it is. And I want it to be Wrecking Ball and Winston and Roadhog. Or yeah, that's what I want.
You
That's the
wanted
team.
to see it to be Wrecking Ball and Winston and Roadhog.
Yeah, I don't think it makes sense,
Ah,
but
it's
I
an
don't think
anti goats thing.
yeah, the map pick doesn't make sense. Why
They're
should the
just
comp?
gonna like damage boost Zen while they're at it as well.
Yeah, get Mercy in
Get Mercy on, damage boost Zen. Actually, I think, look, if you are going to run a Mercy sort of goats thing, this is the sort of map you do. You just, you damage boost your Zen, you have your Ana, and you play long range. But I just don't think you can actually get the damage numbers required, especially the amount of damage eat that you get from, you know, a goats tournament, a goats composition, as it were.
One thing I think,
Um,
in terms of Winston, one reason I think, yeah, you don't see him played as much as I remember in Goats, you had Sombra. Sombra was
mm.
that sixth member. You had, yeah, you didn't do a pure 3-3 with Winston, and I just don't see it working without her.
Yeah, I know. Like, so yeah, that's a very, very good point. Yeah, certainly in this goats torn, it is locked to 3-3-3. So you don't have that option of either a May or a Sombra.
Yeah, May.
Um, yeah, so you know, it's definitely, this is a much locked in thing. Yeti, sorry, no, last time it was Yeti who was having struggles with a player coming on where they had a DC. But now Dissension from Prospect Solo Old Academy has to go and restart his PC. So we're just going to have a little bit of a delay onto this next map. So we'll have to apologize for that one. Um, I might actually take this moment to ask Laurel a couple of questions if you're there, Laura.
Yes, I am.
Yeah, so Laurel's just going to come and tell us a little bit about what's happening for the next few weeks for Prospect Esports, as of course we now have a break between this tournament and our 222 showdown. So, what can you tell us about the showdown coming up?
So yeah, we have our registrations open for that, and we have our links in our servers. And we'll be sharing that at the end of the match today. I'll just dump all of those links into chat. And pretty much what we're going to do is it's our third season. Registration ends March 6th, but our
Yep.
first match starts March 8th. So there's a short window between registration ending and those matches start. So if you want to get in on the action for season 3, you need to get your stuff in by March 6th. There's just no wiggle room for that.
Yeah,
And
so yep, absolutely. March 6th is that lockdown, folks. So just make sure that all your registration is into March 6th. If you're too late, too bad, so sad. It's
You
just
can
how it
join us
is.
for goats next off season.
Yes.
We do accept full teams. We have up to 9 members for the sign up. And we do have free agents. We've always had free agents. Now uh, for our league, we have 4 divisions. So pretty much anybody in any SR can play with us. We have our lower division, which is 1500 to 2500. So that's, your silvers to plats. And then
Hmm.
you have our intermediate, which is plats to diamond, which is
Plat to diamond, I think it is.
yeah,
It's
it's
about a
it's
it's
pretty much just diamond because it's
yeah,
25 to 300 or 3000.
3K to 35, I
Yeah.
think.
Yeah, 25 to 30. And then our upper is 30 to
Oh
35.
yes, of course.
And then our extreme has no limit, so anyone can join it. It's 35 to 45, the cream of the crop, no limits. We do
Yeah,
have
so we'll have a banner up, which you'll see from time to time over the next few weeks on our Twitter, just confirming and showing those divisions for you. I do believe that it'll be really, really exciting this year. We're expecting to have, some good quality teams for these divisions to bring you more of the action.
yes, going to add, just basic rules like you need to give us screen caps and things like that, but those are pretty standard for leagues. I'm sure everyone who's ever joined one knows those types of things. The fun thing is, if you want to read the rules, if you want to see our registration links, get into our server. We have all those links available for you. So we'll be posting our server link and our registration forms in the chat. So make sure you check it out.
Fantastic.
I think,
Fantastic. All right. So we're about to start again. Uh, they're going to have we're going to have Yeti on attack for Junkertown. So we'll get this game started, get this party started. We've got a bit of BM in the match chat where it seems that dissension seems to be on the defensive with Yeti asking Prospect Solo Old Academy, are you doing a whole VOD review over there? They want to get this party started. And they're saying, not this time. And Nineheart thinks that they need it. Nineheart is just letting them know that they need to do better because they're not doing too well. They are down a map.
I will
And so
also
he's
say
just going to flex it. Yeah.
they also refuse to play Wrecking Ball. I was really trying.
Oh,
Yeah, I was gonna offer the most glowing. I was gonna say everything they did was perfect, but you
no,
win some, you lose some.
you lose some. Or in my mind, you win some, you lose plenty, um, as it happens. But they reckon it's not right to play ball. They say he's a dishonest hero, so I guess we'll just have to go with that then.
And that's why they're gonna lose. I want to be clear about this. Wrecking Ball is the hero for this map and for this time.
Well, you heard it. The hot takes coming out of White Noise here.
I am being sponsored by Hammond, though. I want to be clear. That and all right, let's see. This is gonna be, I think, the only play. Oh,
Oh, Pork is
on
showing
the.
me. Pork showing me the ball. He's showing White Noise some love with the ball.
As much as I'm sure they're gonna change the second they're in, I don't hate that comp on this map. I really hope that that's what they stick with. I think this map is so open. I think you can really take advantage of just the geometry of the map.
Yeah, I think that's true. Certainly, that can certainly be the case.
And we're back. Nope, they weren't doing it.
Yeah, nah.
Got baited. I got baited. I knew it was.
You got debated.
I knew it wasn't real.
Well, it is what it is. Alrighty. So, we're seeing a very classic Goats Torn, although this time we are seeing both the Zen and the Ana, being that this map is going to give you that ability to have sort of a lot more range, certainly. So that's always something that we like to see. I would have been very skeptical if one of the teams had Brig, because if one of the teams had Brig, I would have called who was winning the map straight up. but they have not, so that is good to see. Now, we still haven't seen many massive nades. Maybe we'll go and watch some, give the support some love this time and see what's going on with them in the stream.
Yes,
Yeah.
you know, that push was really nice, but I question Yeti giving them this much space. They just got
Yeah, I
so much.
do feel like they are giving them a bit much space. Ryan is pushing ahead, but it seems to be a little, like they don't quite have enough. Golden here is popping the discords out. He just seems to be throwing them for no potential reason. He really needs to have it on that Ryan at all times. Ryan is their #1 target, and they really need it to happen. But we're getting some massive splitting happening from both teams. Another trans comes out, but that means that Krakers here is just going to have a absolutely free grab because there is no support ults online. And that means that Yeti just takes that nice and easy. I'm not really too certain why, why Jinral felt the need to trance when he did, but that definitely cost them that round.
We're seeing this again from solo ult, that they just they're not holding these support ults for when they need them, and it doesn't seem like they're thinking. They're not thinking before using the support ults, and that might be the difference.
That may be the end difference here. We do see, Yeti here sort of like on the behind in terms of the ult economy. Certainly Budget and Oobs have theirs, and they really need to take advantage of this before more ults are being built up. Budget goes for a shatter, doesn't really hit anyone, but it does get them on the defensive, making a way for Oobs to just get one of the biggest grab fluxes we've seen today, probably the biggest, which is good to see considering how average some of them have been.
You know, as much as that fight was beautiful, but look at the time on the clock. Yeti has the time to burn, and they just burned through a lot of ults. They're coming in on top here, and I guess we'll see what happens.
Yeah, absolutely. We definitely will see what happens here. We've got them pathing inside this tiny room, which I think is an interesting choice. I'm glad Budget hasn't, tried to go in there. Gets a nice rock from Niner, which is quite good, but they seem to have let their guard down. But massive play from Budget. Hook just got absolutely demolished on stream. Goodness me, but I'm not sure what's, they have, Yeti has won that fight, but their staggered is all held.
That was I couldn't even tell what was happening for half that fight. Artemis had a beautiful grab, and then you had the shatter come out, and it was back and forth. That was a great fight.
Yeah, it was a real, that was a bit of a, get it down to the gears sort of fight. Big shatter coming in on Budget. Nineheart having to run it away, but he can't get out. I don't know why he was trying. What's it gonna do for you? Just take it like a man.
Fox that die switched to Moira here.
Yeah, we haven't seen much Moira, but you know what? In these tight pathways, and perhaps we should have seen it on King's Row, Moira is going to be really instrumental because you're going to get that orb, and it's very nice and streamlined, and her pole will benefit them greatly in these sorts of things. Big sleep coming out from Hyla onto Oobs, who was, onto Fork, who was Sigma ulting. But you know what's interesting? It's not enough. Really. Oh, maybe it is. Maybe I'm just saying shit.
Oobs' flux was not in coordination with Budget, though. Did you see that Ryan shot pulled them right out of the way?
Yep. You hate to see it. They're like the moments where you probably expect to hear a little bit of tilt in the comms, where, everyone's just so desperate to win. Again, Budget does let Nineheart just go straight through him, and that just deletes his team. You can't let it happen. I know you want to aggress, Budget. I know you want to aggress, but your team's not in a position to aggress. You don't have shatter. Yes, you had grab, but the grab comes out too late. If you want to go in when you know that their Ryan has that shatter up, you need to actually get that grab out there at first, you know? So really, you just got to be like more reliant and more aware on where your team is going to be at if you want to stop some of those massive shatters that sort of come in and just destroy your team.
We're seeing it's just like Liu Zhang. Budget is just jumping right in front, pushing across. You have to know where
He
the
seems to have lost
is.
some of that discipline that he had on Volskaya. It's a bit of a shame. Big nade coming in from Hyla. Ryan's won on 9 hearts 1 and he gets deleted. So this is a really good point to stop the fight on third. It can be a bit of an effort. Don't chase him. Good lad. Sorry, I was a little bit worried. Budget was chasing the Zenyatta and I thought he was just going to go and feed.
You can't let the other Ryan in front of you. And he pushed through like that, it would have been over.
Yep, exactly right. We have Sig ult from Oobs coming in. It's going to be a big one. Grabs 2, grabs 3. Both support ults come out of that. For Oobs, that's a bit of a win because they've used both of their defensive cooldowns, and so they can't win this fight. They should not win this fight. I do not see Yeti winning that fight because they just wasted both ults again at the same time. Now, just a reminder to you folks at Yeti, you use the Lucio bead for the Sigma ult, and then you save Golden's Trance for everything else, okay? Now, I don't mean to patronize you, but I'm very disappointed because you should have learned. I mean, you had a big enough break when the guy from Solo ult DC'd, so, you know, I would expect it more. But anyway, on we go. Another big ultimates coming in from Hawk there, taking out a few.
I have been impressed so far with Artemis's grabs, but it seems like Artemis is waiting for the perfect grab sometimes.
Yeah, I think Artemis needs to be a little more aggressive there. You know, you don't have to get 5 or 6 in a grab. Sometimes just getting 2, if that means that you're guaranteeing the first 2 picks in a fight, just do it, man. We got Oobs coming in with the Sigma ult. Big one with a massive nade on the bottom. Should be something here. Big shatter should come in from Budget. Gets blocked by Bork. Massive block there. Very exciting. Very exciting.
The nade came out there.
Yeah, it should go this way. But yeah, it doesn't. You know, I'm surprised. There was some really nice ultimate sort of coming in there from Budget and crew on Solo Old Academy. And it just didn't come through. Like, there was just that massive nade from Hylo and it wasn't enough. Again, we got another overtime push on the 3rd point. Budget seems to be suffering. We've got some trickle coming. We do see that ball come out for the stall to make your life happy white noise.
You know, and that's why they'll win this. Oh, as I say it.
So, another ult. It's not going to mean anything unless you actually manage to C9 them off the point. That would have been funny. But it was overtime, so we do have 3 rounds cap, which means at worst, we'll be seeing Junkertown played a second time.
You
because,
know,
of course, yeah.
I think that came down to point A. You know, Yeti just got so much free space. Solo ult just was, they weren't fighting them on cart. They got all the way towards the end of the point for free. It was all in the same fight.
Yeah, absolutely. It was all the same fight. They just all come out at the same time, don't they?
Yeah, I mean, if they hadn't come into point B with 4 minutes on the clock, we might have seen a very different ending to that.
Ready for battle.
Yep. That's how it is. But yeah, well, I would have liked to see a different one. But yeah, so certainly we're going to now see the swap come over. Budget and crew on Solo Ult Academy is now going to be on the attack.
Now, I want to go through after this, do a VOD. I want to see a play-by-play of every single one of Artemis's grabs. I don't think there was a single one with less than 4 people in it.
Yeah, certainly that's
I just want to know.
impressive.
I got to know for myself. I'm a Zarya player. I have to know this. Alright. Oh, we're seeing the
Okay.
brig from Yeti.
Yeah, we do see the brig on Yeti here. I don't like it. I just think this first point just has too much long range thing. He's not going to be able to get his Inspire up and give that extra healing to his team. So I'm not a fan personally, but you never know. Might be lucky. Might be lucky. We'll have to see. Alrighty. So we do have Crackers here, just sort of like playing it kind of safe, playing around this box. Building up a bit of ultimate charge, but not enough. Nineheart taking a lot of damage with no shield, having to rebuild it while being pocketed by heaps. Budget certainly playing a bit more aggressive. He's closer to his ult than Nineheart for sure. And as is Oobs, I actually have been quite impressed with how quickly Oobs is getting his ultimates. Budget, while he had his ultimate first, didn't use it first, and so he was punished for that, you know. And yes, it did come out, but it just didn't get the value that it needed to have. And so for this first fight on attack for solo ult, they have lost it. So
we saw it again. They took the fight late, but Yeti knew what the fight was they were taking. They were able to win it. I'm still not in love with this positioning. I think they should have taken the fight at first corner. But
yeah, I think so. I think you just got to hold it close, don't you? You've now opened up that whole left side for the long range of Hyla and Jin Ryle to be able to maybe pop off a little bit. We're not seeing a great deal in the way of death and stuff yet. Oobs and Hyla exchange kills. We do have Jin Ryle has used his trance, and Artemis gets another nice grab, this time only 2 or 3, and you know what, it's worked out better for them because they're able to just take it with that. So good on you, Artemis. You just made that fight a certain win. There's no chance here of a recontest by Yeti, because if they do, they would open themselves up to that snowball. I really, really do think that Yeti is running the inferior comp here.
yeah, you know though, I don't even think they knew that Oobs was behind them. That Sigma just crept up on them, was in the middle of their team, and they didn't punish him. That whole fight.
Yes, certainly, you know, there's a lack of, like, I feel like both teams are doing a lack of opportunity, and we saw there Artemis, you know, I feel like she doesn't quite know how to work around her Sigma quite too well. She'll bubble when his suck is up, or she'll bubble when his shield is in front of her, so she's actually just not going to get the massive amounts of charge that she needs to have. Hawk is playing very aggressively up with Reinhardt by the spawn of Solo Ult Academy. So,
it feels
you know,
like,
we'll see.
like King's Row there with Yeti just pushing right up to the gate.
Yeah, it really does feel a bit like that, doesn't it? That sort of like that BM sort of positioning coming in from Yeti, trying to just keep them in their place. Sigma ult came out there. But yeah, another Sigma ult in return by Oobs. Another quite a big one. Doesn't get the kills because they do use that ultimate.
Oh, Crackers of the luck.
Yeah, big Lucio beats going down, left and right. We do have, it looks like once again Yeti is going to do another fight win. They seem to be defending this quite well. We have had the swap to Brig off the Ana, which on second point honestly is fair enough. It's a lot tighter. You're not going to be able to get as much space.
Nineheart hiding for the shatter. And there it is. Oh.
Yeah, another big ultimate there from Port on the bulk of the Solo Ult Academy team. So it's not looking super ideal here. I'm not sure that Budget is going to be able to get past this point. This is definitely a very, very common point to get stuck at for Ghosts, because there's really, like, the high ground, and I mean not just Ghosts, just 2-2-2 in general, certainly you get that happening a lot, where you just have a lot more advantage. But we do see the ultimate coming from Oobs, but too little, too late. The rest of his team is dead. They really need to think about how they're going to coordinate these ultimates to actually get past this point.
Yeah, going against that that rally, you know, you're not going to be able to push into a rally in a ghost
Yeah,
town.
absolutely. Sometimes I wonder if these guys actually have their sound turned up all the way, because it's almost like they don't even quite notice, you know, when rally comes out. They're not really reacting to it. We see Artemis trying to just get another big ultimate up, but it got eaten by Pork. Goodness me. Like, you know better. But you know what? I feel like that was just sort of always coming away. But look, they have made it. They've made it behind the other team. They're popping rally and they're gonna push in here. I hope that they're careful with their defensive ultimates a bit here, so they're not using proximity. Out comes the Lucio ult by Riso on Yeti. We see Jinral popping his trance to counter Pork's Sigma ult. Beat's gonna come out now from Dissension soon, maybe. No, he's holding on to it. Good lad, I like it. They're gonna win this fight, but they still have one more fight to win to progress to the next point.
Oops.
We do have some ultimates online for both teams. Yeti is a little bit ahead with having Ryan, Zar, and Brig online, with only Dissension on the Lucio and Oobs Bomb on their side. Artemis is looking to build her ult up really, really soon, so perhaps they can get a big ult on. They know that Raitu doesn't have his beat, so they know they can get a big bomb up here, but I think it's going to be used to demech rather than to have a great deal of thing. Crowds coming out on both sides. Big overtime. Bomb comes in from Oobs. Gosh, that was quick. He swapped to Sigma, lost the Sigma to that D.Va before, and came in and clutched for his team. So we do like to see that adaptation come in.
You know, I wasn't sure about this D.Va swap, and I think it worked out.
Am I allowed to say it? Am I allowed to say it, Athena?
You're allowed to say it. You're allowed to say it. I love it when you say it. Coco Bomb! Coco Bomb in the chat, fellas and ladies. Alrighty, we have a big chance here for them for Budget to hold the point, but Ryan's have the back up. They've been split. Pork's getting some big kills we see in the kill feed, and they have to reset on Solo Ult Academy. Hoobs is only on 20% ult charge in that whole entire fight. I know he just did a great bomb, but he needs to really build that up. Like, that should be coming off of cool. Like, you know, basically each fight you should be able, if it's a long enough fight, to build an ultimate up for D.Va. So I want to see at least one more bomb here, but I'm not sure I'm going to see it. That's a big Sigma ult coming in from Pork. I think he's, you know, his ultimates have just been that bit better than Oobs just overall, just in terms of consistency. They certainly are having that effect of being able to stagger and, you know, frustrate the enemy team. And it looks like Yeti here has certainly defended on the third point from Solo Ult Academy. Now this is going to take Yeti to the lead of a 3-1 lead. So, you know, we might be seeing another 4-1 of the on the horizon. So we're going to take another break here. I'm going to go and rest my voice for a bit. And yeah, we're having a bit of a talk about stinky cheese in the chat here. I really don't even know what's going on. I'm very, very confused. Very, very, very confused.
Yeah,
What
been
is going on
retired
here?
literally said, Athena, if you're reading this, and a bunch of stinky cheese emotes. And I thought that was noteworthy to DM you about.
Yeah. Being retired just seems to be like spamming our chat. And he reckons yes, being retired here has a hot take today. A hot take that Artemis is a fucking dog shit. All right. Well, that's a bit rude, but I don't know if Artemis is reading or listening to this, but you might want to put being retired in his place. Because, or just accept it. Lie down and accept it. Your dog shit, mate. I don't know.
Yeah,
We
he
can't go unanswered.
he went on to say, "Imagine getting your grab eaten 100 times. Let me DM
Wow.
his coach now to drop him off the damn team." Oh, that hurts.
That is huge.
You know what I was
That is a
seeing with
huge hot
that?
take.
The difference between Crackers and Artemis on this is Artemis is hitting the bigger grabs, but Crackers hitting the more consistent grabs. And I think waiting for it, that's how you get it eaten, is you just wait forever for the perfect one and you just telegraph your move.
All right, so we're just gonna, hit some music on for you guys for the next 3-4 minutes. I'm gonna go take a drink and once again rest my voice. move them in their same spaces now. Alrighty, everybody, welcome back. That is another break done. So let's now move on. And we're going to move on to Busan after having, at the moment, we have Yeti in the lead with 3 wins to just the 1 win by Solo Old Academy. Is there going to be any chance whatsoever, White Noise, of Solo Old Academy coming back and taking another couple of wins?
You know, it depends. If they play this like they played the first control map, I don't think there is. I think this is the end of this Cinderella story. But you know, if they can play the same way they played on Volskaya, I mean that was a different team. That was a
Yeah, I was absolutely like I thought that it would be a little bit sort of they would be a bit stronger on the Junkertown. I felt like they didn't quite know what to sort of play on that, even though they're the ones who picked it.
yeah.
I just
I'm
don't
gonna be honest.
understand.
I was disappointed with that. I mean, they picked it. I thought they had some cards up their sleeves, but I mean, you know, they went in that, and if they felt clueless, I mean, they didn't know where to position. They didn't, and they didn't even get to take advantage of Risu being out in the middle of nowhere. You know,
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
if you're gonna play wild, you got to get that pick.
Yeah, exactly. Absolutely. So yeah, so that was a little bit disappointing, but hopefully, they come back strong here, and they're going to, show us a little bit more of something. I don't want to see another 4-1.
I
I
want
saw
to
a,
see. You know, Oobs actually had a good look on that diva at the end. That
he
might be
did,
the
he
move.
did, he did. Yeah, maybe we just need to see more oobs on Diva. Because certainly, like, that was the only reason why they got as far as they go, you know? So we're going to start a new little poll here asking us what the flavor of milk is. And I hope one of them is blue. It needs to be
Now
blue
traveling to the
because,
south.
we need to represent any Star Wars fans here.
Initiating match.
All right.
And we're going to add in some few other colors.
Where is this poll? Oh, there it is. I see it now.
So just a
Oh
little
wow.
bit of fun there. Personally, I don't know if any of you have been to Disney or whatever in either California or Florida or
Ready for
anywhere else
battle.
in the world for that matter, that they have a Disneyland or world, or only Disneyland, there's only one Disney World, as it were. But I tried that blue mink, and I tell you, that's some funky shit right there. That is like, it's like tangy. It's
Wow. Yeah.
very, very odd.
I have a
Like,
friend
yeah.
who works over there because I don't live too far away. Who offered to bring me some, and
5,
I don't want
4,
it to spin in the car for an
3,
hour. You know,
2,
that's
1.
I think a step too
Round 1.
far,
Capture
and then it might be.
Oh no, you should go. You need to go to Disney and try the blue milk. Go to Galaxy's Edge and have some fun. Unfortunately, we're not
Sounds like
sponsored by
a
Disney. That'd be nice to get that money, but oh well. They got
metaphor for
plenty to
this car.
spare. Budget's in strong. They've taken more space already against uh, Yeti on this strong thing, and we are asking and requesting for a pause, I think. I don't know what's going on, but someone seems to have died in game.
Jinrail and Hillen, they switched. They swapped off the Zen. I just noticed that.
Oh yes, look at that. We do have Hilla is going to take the Zenyatta off of Jinrail, and Jinrail's going to take the Brig. They seem to have, I think, dissension is going on. Very funny in the chat. Yeah, not really sure what's going on here. I don't know what the pause is all about.
It's
But
getting
yeah, I got too excited talking about, food and drink and whatnot.
well. You gotta wake up and drink the blue milk.
Yeah, absolutely. Breakfast of Jedi, as it were. It looks like they're ready to resume. Now, generally, pauses can really screw up, some things. Have we even had a ready from the other team? Who knows? Who cares? As
I
it were.
think
So Artemis here, just sort of holding a bit of space. Budget is, yeah, certainly just, yeah, they take first point nice and easy. Like they cap it first. So we see them playing Drum a lot. Artemis seems to be a bit behind. You're not going to get charged from there, so I really don't get it. But maybe he's just trying to bait out Risu. Who knows? Risu might be trying to pull his head in a little bit more. They make the rotation through the window onto point. Budget goes into account. Pork is trying to rack up some of those damage numbers, try and get that ultimate up. He's up at 56. It's like at 70% now, and he's going to beat Oops to the point. Both Reinhardts are down, but so is the rest of the team. So Yeti just takes that back very smoothly, and they didn't even have to use any ultimates for it. You know, you don't really like to see that. You should be able to hold and defend a position without, and you should have to make the other team use an ult to take it. So that's a little disappointing. The ults have been a little slower to climb now. We just have their ults online, but most of the rest are on their way. Jinral is far behind on that Brig ult though, so I'm quite surprised there. Maybe really Jinral's strength really is that Zenyatta, and so the swap from Zen onto Healer onto Zen might be too late. We've got that, yeah, it just hasn't worked out there, that right? And we're just going to get a bit of a stagger here. You know, it's how it goes. So yeah, that's a little bit of a shame. Nineheart here, just swinging like mad. Crazy man. I do like to see it though. We do have here Reinhardt moving forward quite quickly onto the rest of Solo Old Academy, and it's another easy fight win.
You know,
so perhaps they just, yeah, go on.
Oh no, yeah, in the GOATs in this team comp, you get that first pick, the rest of the team crumbles. I question Solo Alt choosing to keep fighting after they lost their the first pick there.
Yeah, I don't know about that, hey. But big shatter coming in off budget onto the whole rest of the team. Big grab here. Massive grab by Artemis and Budget with their two ults. Probably didn't quite, like if you're gonna have both the grab and the Reinhardt, you maybe didn't need that rally off of Jinral, but better to use it and win than not to use it and lose. We can't be holding it till, you know, next round, you know? We don't want that.
And you know, with Artemis, it's either a massive grab or none at all, and that was where that massive grab really paid off.
Fantastic. Just got a little bit of an update on that poll, and we'll talk about that in a minute. Alrighty, we do have a big push again by Solo Old Academy, and they are way off the point. Again, not paying attention to it, and kind of C9ing. Like, what the hell?
This is feeling like that first round again. They just kind of let the point go.
Alrighty. So while they're just setting up, I'm just going to have a look at this chat, and there seems to be some stuff going on in the chat. Vote blue or you're throwing anti-Athena milk. Carrie seems to express some interest in something else, which I don't think I'll mention on the thing. So let's not address that right now. But you know, I don't know if I'm feeling. I guess I'm feeling a little, you know, complimented. Do I feel better for that or not? I'm a little bit creeped out, I must say, Carrie. But you do you, boo.
The wrecking ball. There's a wrecking ball.
Straight in with a wrecking ball to make White Noise's day. I might let's go watch this wrecking ball. Give White Noise something to be thankful for. Pork is just making a White Noise's day.
You know what I'm seeing? I'm seeing the wrecking ball and the team winning the team fight. So, you know, I might have sounded crazy, but I think I might know something here.
He knows it. He knows it. You do have Yeti taking the point quite easily with Pork on that wrecking ball to make our day. Nineheart just sort of owning that choke area, kind of stealing it a bit from budget there. We do like that. Yeah, for some reason, Pink has won the milk contest. Is pink milk strawberry milk? I don't know. Usually is. Look, can I complain? I think that's a great thing for a milkshake. I do like strawberry milkshakes. They are
The
quite
stagger.
tasty.
The stagger here.
Yeah, yeah. So we do see, you know, Artemis has been completely separated from his team. Budget is like just charging in there. He doesn't have a Zarya. It's a very risky play. Dissension comes in with a timely beat, but it's not going to be enough. Jinrail, do not use your ult. Good lad. I like that you held on to it. You knew it was a lost fight, so it's not too bad.
You know, all jokes aside with the Wrecking Ball, I mean, I think that Pork is pulling off what Risu is trying. He's knocking
Yeah,
them-
absolutely. And Yeti again has chased them all the way to the spawn. They do love to do that. Just get in spawn. You need to regroup. You're down 2. You can't take that fight. You have knocked out the Reinhardt though, so maybe you can. Just move in on them. Don't chase the ball. Just speed in. This is what you need to do. Budget, we want to see you swing like a crazy man. It's what we want to see. Golden is charging up his shots, trying to take on the Ascension, gets a lovely headshot on him. We're going to see Grav come out, not Grav, Trance come out from the Prospect Solo Ult Academy, and they should take the point back with 94% taken by Yeti. So I don't know if they are going to be able to hold this. Is this going to be this next fight? Is this going to be the end of this tournament? We will have to see. Budget coming in for another shatter to just finish that fight. Probably didn't need it because now you don't have it for this next fight. All we have is Jin Ryle's window up on the side of Solo Ult Academy with what do we have? We have Diva ult coming online, and we're going to have Zarya ult coming potentially online, but it does make it a bit harder for them to take it. They do have Wrecking Ball, and they have Brigitte on Yeti with another ult from Crackers incoming. Artemis needs to hit his ult before Crackers has the chance to. Come on, Artemis, you can do it. I have faith, I believe. And we want to see Budget destroy that Brigitte. We need to see this ultimate come out if they're going to have the chance. Here we go. We have Crackers ult coming in first. Artemis needed to use his. Is it going to be enough from Crackers? No, it was not quite enough. Very lucky, but Raisu comes in. Artemis has died with his ultimate. He hasn't used it. He's looking for too much. Is it going to cost them? Budget comes in with an absolutely clutch Reinhardt ultimate. But he is down team members. There is way more team members alive on Team Yeti. Artemis, you've let your team down. I'm not happy with it. I'm calling it. I'm saying it. You've caused a loss for your team at this point. Oh, Oobs has come back on the Wrecking Ball to try and clutch it. Artemis comes in with a grab. Doesn't do much. It doesn't do much. I don't see any deaths coming in on the side of Prospect Solo Ult Academy.
That's
and
it.
You know what? And that's the game. That is 4-1. Artemis, what have you done? I'm not happy with you. You have, I don't know. Look, okay, I know it's the chat's decision on to who should be MSP. I was previously getting it to Raisu, but I mean, come on. Come on, let's get this poll up there. Let's get the poll up. Who is going to be voted the MSP for the Prospect Esports Showdown Most Shittiest Player GOATS Tournament? All right, let's see who got that.
I love how we're going MSP first. That's how pissed
Oh yeah, no, we're going MSP first. That is the most important part of our stream, Laurel. Don't you know it?
Yes, because we're all a bunch of shitters and shatterers. And
I
so
will
we like
say,
to
if I think it should be Oob for not going quickly enough to the ball. The ball won the match. That is the only way.
So I see you're ball biased. You just want balls in your life.
Well, look at what happened there. Pork, there was no counter to Pork, and I love Pork
true.
and I love balls. So that is what I'm saying.
You heard it here, fellas. White noise. Here, he likes the balls. All right. So line up and maybe you'll have a chance. So
yeah,
Nikki, we're just
if we could get that poll up for most shittiest player.
Yep,
that is
it's up.
from. Oh, it is up. I didn't see it.
Just do it the 4. because I reckon those 4 are all the ones you need in there. So start the poll. So yeah, we'll get that done. It's good fun. This is such good fun.
Like it's a little too late to add to that, but because you love pork so much, would you also say you love sausage?
If sausage were in this game, sausage would be getting my vote.
I mean, because I know you play some tank. Would you say hog is one of your more favorite tanks to play?
My favorite comp is Hog and Ball. I'm not even gonna lie.
Hog and ball torture, as it were.
Yeah, just
Ball and
wait
chain.
until that the Vanguard tournament, because you're gonna see some Hog and Ball. I promise.
I'm gonna love it.
Oh.
Hog ball torture. I love it. In case the chat
Yeah.
doesn't know, Too Much or White is one of my players in my org. Another
Yeah.
org separate from Prospect.
We'll have to see what is going on in this poll so far. It's only just started on my screen anyway. I know it's I'm 2 minutes delayed for you. We're seeing Risu take the lead with 3. Risu taking lead with 5. Artemis only on 2. Gosh, man. Why does the chat just disagree with me?
They do it just to scorn you, really.
Oh boy. The someone with a, I don't even know. Is that like Chinese or Korean?
Korean.
I can't tell. Korean.
It's Korean.
Asking if the ego needs a boost. Sorry, I can boost myself. Thank you very much. No, probably not, to be honest. But who cares?
I need
I mean,
need a
hey,
boost to get it.
if you want to waste your time benefiting me, I don't care.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Alrighty.
Artemis is leading
it's quite clear
now.
Artemis is now leading. How much longer do we have on this poll? Not too long, I hope, because I really want to drag Artemis in while he's he or she is in there, and see if they'll come and talk to us.
The
'Cause we
funny
do
thing is
like to see
Artemis.
it. Oh my goodness, it's going absolutely nuts. Where are all these votes coming in from? There's only 30 people watching, but there's 35 votes.
Well, if you can vote with 20 PSC
Oh,
tokens, so every 200 you can vote again. So people are just spamming it to try to get who they want. So they're
right.
running down the chat. And you could earn more points by chatting, by watching, by subscribing, all of those fun things. And on that note, are you subscribed to our channel? Because if you're not, you should definitely follow us. Those are two
We
separate
definitely want to see the
concepts.
follows. We're hoping perhaps one day to bring in some more interesting content for off season and that sort of thing. So, what are we going to do for the off season, Laurel?
So for the off season, Goats tends to be Prospect Esports basic go-to. I'm not
Mm-hmm.
quite sure what we're going to do in this season, the next off season. I guess that would be off season 3, because our main season 3 tournament coming up, that takes about 2 months, depending on
Good
where
2
you
months. Yeah,
fall.
that's pretty solid.
Yeah, it depends on where the bracket you fall in, but it should take you about 2 months. So
Fantastic.
I think right now we're just focusing on getting that prepared, getting
Mm-hmm.
our staff and everyone up to speed, trying to get people in. We do have an EU bracket for only the very top, the 3,500 plus, no limit top.
Mm-hmm.
And that is going to be run mostly by James, because our baby boy's moving. He's moving to Europe.
Yes. Yes, James is moving. We're sorry to see him, but see him go from NA. But it's very exciting because it means now we get to start up our EU branch, of course, and get an EU tournament going. That'll be a very exciting thing. And James is going to go and be producer for that side of things. So it'll be very, like, he's moving on to bigger and greater things, I guess. And it's very exciting to have that going. So we'll still see him, but not here in NA. Now, I think that should be the votes. I don't think they need to go for quite as long. Um, but we have Artemis has now won this poll with
Like how you
50
conveniently stop it when
to
he's
41.
in the
I'm
lead.
stopping it now while Artemis is in the lead, okay? I'm watching this timer go down, and I just want to see that happen. Can you please, somebody DM Artemis and bring him in here?
Yes, I will be doing that. Nikki, you can go ahead and close the poll, and you can open up the
The
MVP while.
MVP poll. Um, 2 minutes, make it say 3 from the winning team and 1 from the losing team, because just because you lost doesn't mean that you couldn't have been the most valued player. Being retired, try to get whoever he was wanting to. He contributed 9,000 channel points to try and
Real
sway
I
it
kind
in
of
his
want to
favor.
I hope he responds in chat who he wanted to win MSP. You know, he kind of
He did.
complained nonstop about Artemis for a while, so I have a feeling that's why Artemis won.
You'll have so
But
much votes, but I'm
I
in
want to
top
be
order.
clear that one vote for Oobs was me. I want to be very clear about that.
Now, do
Oobs,
you want to explain your thoughts behind Oobs then?
here's
He
my
did
thought.
play ball.
Didn't play ball. Okay, he threw it. That was throwing. That was hard throwing on that last match.
Okay.
To
He
not
was
play ball.
not playing the ball was hard throwing. That is a lot of prospect points that you have been retired. I see 110k left. So, is Artemis going to join us?
I am actually very bad at names in our Discord server, so I just tagged all of Yeti.
Yeah.
Oh, duh, it's Prospect.
that might be the reason why we're not getting him. I'm just going to also.
I'm so used to us voting from the winning teams, so I immediately tagged Yeti. See, it just proved I'm bad with names.
I want to be clear too. I also voted for Oobs for MVP. I just, you know, I felt like I owed it after that MSP vote.
All right, now for MVP, we seem to have Golden, who is leading the way with the points this time so far in our most valued player. Um, I think certainly aim. We saw some nice headshots actually from Golden on the Zen. I will say that, and certainly I think in terms of his own personal old economy, it was quite good. It was quite good. Um, Personally, I was probably thinking crackers. I think, the consistency, consistently getting value out of their grabs was a really, like a really big thing for me. That was my impression. But I really think, in general, Team Yeti really did have sort of that higher sort of, you know, skill and um synergy, that stuff that you just really do like to see in these higher sort of level things. And we do have Golden has done. So are we actually going to get Artemis in? Is he not coming? He's run away. He's too afraid to face the music.
So it looks like Seoul Alt Academy, even though they're one of our teams, said, oops, we forgot about interviews being a thing. And I think they all logged off immediately. So I'm going to go ahead and pull up Golden because Golden did
Hmm.
win by 61%. So
Yes, very, very close.
we're going to interview Golden. And if Artemis gets on,
No, not very
we can
close,
shit
rather.
talk him then.
Yeah. Alrighty. Alrighty. Well, here we go. Golden, let's drag him in. We'll just wait.
We will just wait.
Anyway, I'm sure Golden will come join us in a moment, but we'll see it happening. Hopefully,
Yeah,
here
this
we go. Here he is.
oh,
Here's
here
our
it
lad.
is.
Oh no, where'd he go? I thought I saw him come. Here. Oh, Golden, can we just drag him up here? I'm going to drag him in. Hey,
Yeah.
Golden, what's happening?
I
Not
needed-
much. And yourselves?
Yeah, you've won the most valued player call
Nice.
here. So very well done. How did you find today's game?
It was pretty fun.
Pretty fun. We
Yeah.
saw you popped off quite a bit on the Zenyatta. What can you say? Like, how was like lead to you doing so well, you personally? Was it your positioning? Was it some support from the team? Was it space created? What was the secret?
Okay. So first, you take your Harmony Orb, you throw it on your Instant Reinhardt. Then you either backline flank or hold left click on their shield. Massively
Ah,
important there.
hold left on the shield
Yeah,
and
and
it'll
then
break,
yeah,
and then you'll get kills.
yeah, and
Oh,
also at every opportunity, flank ego kill their Zen. That's a
yeah.
must.
Yeah. So your sort of advice to Zenyatas who play in goats comps specifically,
Mhm.
um, is to go on that flank, get the off angle, and take out the enemy Zen.
Yeah, if they lose their Zen, they lose their trance if they have it, so they have to force pop trance. And mid fight, they lose their
Mm-hmm.
Discord orb, which is the main way you can play down targets. Because in Goats, if you don't have Discord and target focus, nothing does.
Yep, exactly. We definitely saw that that was definitely a problem on Prospect Solo Academy. Their Zen just seemed to be like just throwing out the Discord wherever, and then there was no focus at all from their team, and it often that Discord orb was not often on the enemy Rhine, which was odd to see. So yeah, absolutely. Um, yeah, well, that's very good. And were you the main, so like were you on main roster for the length of this tournament with goats? Because last week we had a most valued player, and he was actually not. Uh, he just kind of like subbed in and just like carried. It was insane.
Okay. Yeah, I've been on the Yeti main roster since season 1 of the Prospect,
Oh
even normal season
wow, good
tournaments. Yeah,
stuff.
back when we
Yeah.
were Electrocution as it and got rolled, and we got
Yes.
third place.
Got third place. Well, you can't complain too much about third place.
Yeah.
Honestly, like, it means you're competitive. But yeah, that's really good to hear. So you've certainly got synergy with your team members having, that established role. And that's probably what's brought you guys really to sort of that forefront when you're playing an unfamiliar comp such as goats. I mean, it's not unfamiliar for some of us who have been in the scene for a long time, but it does go a little differently. It's a bit, with the different changes that they've made to heroes over time.
Yeah.
Did you find, you know, anything like in particular was like an issue that you had to sort of overcome because of the changes since goats was actually a thing?
Um, Not really. The first game we played in this Goats
Mhm.
tourney, Demi team ran Sigma, and I think they just experimented with certain
Mm.
comps. But we found out that the Sigma was really good at forcing out enemy support ults, and that was like the main
Yep.
difference in all of our games. Usually, the enemy team would either start off with Diva or
Mhm.
some other weird comp. Then they usually swap to Sig halfway, but we're just
Mm.
more practice on it. We're fine. I think that was the big difference maker was our choice to always lock Sig instead of the classic Diva.
Yeah, yeah. So I definitely did notice that the Sigma was kind of your go-to pick. And, thinking about it, it's actually going to, burn out more ults than say like a Diva Bomb, which maybe you use more for taking space because the only thing you're going to do with the Diva Bomb is you're just going to break the Rhine shield. Um, and maybe you get like some other combo that comes from it and take that space. But with that Sigma ult, like you could definitely see with a lot of the reactions, and this goes for both teams, even your own team was at risk of this, where you have like beat and trance being used for the same ultimate, and it just really limited um the ability to then aggress.
Oh yeah, top tier Zen gameplay always overlap your trance with the beat. You get so much value. It totally isn't an absolute
Mm.
throw that me and Nisu did like 9 times out of 10 that match.
No, no, no,
Yeah,
no,
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 no, no, no.
absolutely not. No.
Dude, it got so much value all the time.
Yes. um and did tell us, what were the comms like in your team?
Uh,
Are they like
well,
really loud and full on? Are they like Korean comms or
have you ever heard? Have you ever seen those online videos where it's like war and chimpanzees and they're just howling? Yeah, that would be an
oh boy,
accurate. That would be
that
an
would be an
ac
accurate representation of
Yeah,
your
yeah,
team.
oh yeah, Team Yeti comps are very chimp war-like.
Okay. uh, we'll have to get you the record sometime. We'll like release it as like some We'll add that to our ASMR prospect YouTube channel. We don't have one. It's a complete joke, but maybe we will. But yeah, no, thank you so much for coming. Congratulations to you and your whole team for winning the Goats Grand Final. And I hope we will see you in the season 3 of the Prospects Esports Showdown tournament.
Yeah, I know we're definitely going to be signing up. We're going for
Mhm.
the back-to-back Extreme Division champions.
That would be super sweet. That'd be
Yeah,
something to put on.
yeah, we're going on a roll. We got season
Yeah.
2 winners. We just won Aquatic Grand Finals. We won this 2 final wins 1 week, and the next season we're going for the back-to-back. Not like
Mhm.
do it once and do it again, but the classic back-to-back.
Classic back-to-back wins. I mean, you're already so let's see, what have you got? You've got season 2 Prospect Esports Showdown back champion.
Yep.
Now you're Prospect Esports Goats Tournament champion.
Yeah.
And now you're going to go for season 3 Prospect Esports Showdown season 3 champion. That's the call to all of you out there. If you want to take the win streak off of Team Yeti, sign up, get involved, and beat the shit out of them, okay?
Oh yeah, please. Last season we only dropped 1 map. Was a little sad. In Aquatic Tournament we didn't lose a single map. So yeah. Please try. Get games a little
Yeah.
boring when you just 3-0 every week.
Yeah. Well, there we go. Alrighty. Well, we'll see you next season. We'll see all you lovely ladies and gentlemen in the chat next season. Thank you to everyone. Thanks to the production team for today. And thank you,
Well,
White Noise, for being a great second caster. And Laurel, though, does want to say
yeah, I was
something
about
or
to say,
two.
but pump them brakes, girl. I got what you wanted.
I like it. I like it a lot.
Artemis is with us for his
Oh, we do have
MSP.
our MSP. We do have
Yes.
our Artemis. Artemis. What
Hello.
was going on, son? Or
I
daughter?
don't know.
As a word,
I
son.
just
Yes.
played really bad.
Oh, I don't. Now I feel bad because I was kind of like, you had your grab at the end of that round, and you just
I
didn't
hesitated
use
too much.
it.
Yeah. I didn't
Why?
I didn't commit to what I said.
You didn't commit. You hesitated.
Yeah.
Hesitation is death.
Yeah.
Oh no, I hope your team did not stir you all too much for that. Maybe they did, maybe they didn't.
That's the
You're going
silent.
to tell us.
Oof.
Ugh, that's a
It was
feels bad right there, Artemis. I'm
it was
sorry.
just bad on my part.
Yeah. Oh, you make me feel sad now for giving you this prestigious award of being the most shittiest player in this tournament. Are you going to change though? Are you going to take this feedback on board and change for the better?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're gonna aggress. You're gonna commit. Be confident. Don't talk downtrodden. You should say, Athena, you're just being too hard on me. Like, come on. You know, I'll show
And
you next
goats.
time. You know,
I'll
you
show
just gotta
you.
show me.
I'll show you in season 3. Just
And
come and cast for me.
yeah, tell me, Artemis, are you normally a tank player or are you sort
Nope.
of flexing?
I-
Ah, see, you needed to come to me with excuses. Be like, Athena, I'm shit at Zarya because I
no,
don't
it's
play
not an
Zarya.
excuse. I beat 4K with Zarya, so
Okay, so it should have been a bit better than that.
yeah.
Oh well, that's all right. Now, what do you normally play, Artemis?
Uh DPS.
DPS, hit scan, projectile, flex,
Kind of both.
kind of
Mainly hit
both.
scan, but
Oh,
mainly
he's like a
Echo
man of
actually.
many talents.
No, just Echo.
Just Echo, just Echo. You're gonna come and trounce people on the Echo. Will you and your team, or if you're not solidly on a team, will you be signing up at all for season 3 of Prospect Esports Showdown?
There's season 3?
Yeah, but it's not going to be the Goats. This is going to be the 222 season 3 Prospect Esports Showdown. It's going to start on March the 8th for all you viewers. Registration's closed March 6th.
Is there like any restrictions at all?
So, buddy, what
There
I
is.
want what I want you to do is scroll up into our server. You can find our rules. which has all of our divisions. And maybe Nikki can pull up that banner on stream so that we can show that visually. And then you get your sign up form and your free agent sign up form and then your team sign up form. It's all in our server. It was in our chat, and we will have that banner up for you guys to see.
Yeah. Yeah, so definitely that'll be the case. And we're going to have, obviously, make sure you're all following our Twitter, which is just Twitter. What is it? Twitter.com? Yeah, twitter.com/Prospect Esports Showdown. No, it isn't. It's twitter.com/OW Prospect. That's our Twitter. We will have links up for that on both our Discord.
I think it's actually it's twitter.gov.
Yeah.
Twitter.gov.
Big government watching us. Now I'm going to pull Artemis out, and we're going to hear some
Yes.
closing words from another person. Artemis, thank you so much for joining
Thank you,
us.
Artemis,
Bye-bye.
for coming today, and get good, okay?
So Bojan.
Bojan.
Yes, hello.
Hello, Bojan. You sound so familiar. I just can't place it.
Oh, I'm everywhere.
Are you nowhere at the same time?
Yeah. Hojan's he's my retarded cousin. I'm the smart one.
Oh, so you're that explains so much now.
Yeah. They all dipped, so unfortunate. They don't even know what's MSP or MVP. So I'm just here representing them. Jesus Christ, Artemis, trash, garbage, hot garbage, not even just garbage. Jesus, oh my goodness. Okay, hold up.
Well,
I'm
that's
not even trying
harsh.
to BM. I'm not even trying to BM. If you guys go back and re-watch all the previous fight, every time this kid is playing, he gets the playtime, we lose. All right, we lose. There was that one match against Left Flame Jung, and there was another one against Excalibur Knights. Yep, the record's there. You guys even uploaded onto YouTube. He is so bad. Holy shit! I don't even know if he had his monitor on, but we're gonna have to keep him because he does like the verbal abuse, so it's okay. We have not found any replacement yet, so yeah. But my retarded cousin Hojin, yeah, he's the softie. He wants to keep the kid. But me, Bojin, yeah, B stands for
For
the bad
bitchin'?
guy, the bad cop.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
I thought it was gonna be like bitchin', but I guess it's just bad cop. That's way more boring. So Hojin, I have to ask.
Well, you mean Bojin?
Oh God, I'm so sorry. I did it twice now. Bojin. I'm a horrible interviewer. Bojin, what do you feel about that voting that was a little bit padded on stream? Like, Ben Retired just really pumped in some votes against your teammate Artemis.
Well,
I mean, do you have any ties with Ben Retired?
Kind of. He's been sponsoring our team. So he's always there supporting. So
Would you call him
he's
your
been
sugar
walking.
daddy?
No, he's my sugar baby.
That was a twist I did not expect. Okay. Well,
there you
as
are
long as
up there. There are the divisions all set up on the stream. I'll let you continue to talk to Bojan, but I just wanted to mention that to everybody else out there. So I think Laura, you had some of the numbers a little wrong, but it's not such a big deal. Extreme. Now we want to see those teams between 4K and top 500, which
So the rules might need to be updated because the rule numbers don't match that banner. So Bojan,
Yes.
I'm going to be honest, I was kind of zoning out into the ether when we first started your interview. Could you explain to me how Prospect Solo Alt Academy is going to go into the tournament, our season 3? Are they going to be joining us? Are we going to see some roster changes? Do you know?
Most likely we might do it, but we're not sure yet because there's a new team that we have right now, so we might have them compete. It's called Prospect Clockwork.
Oh.
Yeah. So the Solo Academy, we competed in season 1. I don't know if you guys could see in the Hall of Fame channel. So it's kind of like we're doing like a rotation because we also have to compete in other leagues.
Yes,
Yeah.
that team is very busy.
Yes, very, very busy.
Yeah, that 6-man
Yeah, but
crew with the sugar babies. They
of
gotta
course.
keep their
Who
runtime
who
going.
doesn't own a sugar baby?
I mean, in this
Who
day and
doesn't?
age, yeah.
You know.
Well, do you have any closing remarks you'd like to make, Bojan? I think we have been going long enough for tonight for our grand final of off-season goats for Prospect Esports Showdown.
All right. Just three things. The first one. All right. Artemis, aka Stormy on Discord. Yeah, he just needs to get good. Still has a potential, but if he shits the bed again, I think that's what he should do. He should just sell his entire setup, use the money, and then go help some homeless people, right? Like do something good for yourself. You're doing a lot of bad deeds right now for the community. All right.
Okay, so
Second
number
thing.
2. Yep, okay.
Yeah, number two. If my cousin is watching, Hojin, yeah. Because we both got adopted, right?
Yeah.
So
And what are the
mom loves me
chances? What
more.
are the chances
Yeah,
of
mother loves me more. Mother loves me more. Yeah,
Okay.
that's why B comes before H. Yeah, Bojan. Okay, all right. That's number
Wait,
two. All right, number
wait.
three.
Your
Yeah,
cousin
what's up?
your cousin and you share a mother. I just want to clarify.
Yes, yes.
Because we're
Ex-
adopted. And what are the chances of a Bojan and a Hojin getting adopted into the same family? Like, it's astronomical,
I
really.
think
Like,
that the cousin-mother relationship explains his.
Listen.
Explains so
It's
much.
just big brain stuff for you guys to to comprehend. I'm
oh,
sorry. Okay,
is it because we're Americans, we just don't understand?
yes.
Well, some of us are Americans.
Clearly.
I apparently just
I don't understand, but then I don't also like I don't care to understand. It's a little bit concerning. Any other closing remarks? Because
Yeah,
I
yeah, and then
think
the last one. Yeah, the one more,
Is it
and then the
related
last
to
well,
one.
one more.
Overwatch?
Okay, here we go.
Because I'm
Yeah,
worried that this is
it's
just
related.
another.
It's
I don't
related
want it to
to
be
you guys.
more of
No,
a
no, it's
family
related to you
history.
guys. It's related to you guys. I just want to
Okay.
say thank you for doing all of this, showing up. I don't know if you guys watch Super Bowl, but I mean, if you missed it, really
Yeah, I missed
apologize.
it.
My retarded
Kind of
cousin
salty.
Hojin decided to schedule on Super Bowl, which is Sunday. So like, I don't know what the fuck he
Mhm.
was thinking.
We
So
probably should have
again,
spoken
I
to him about that.
apologize for the entire team.
Yeah, I mean, maybe have
Thank
your
you.
mom beat him.
Yes, definitely will. Definitely take out the Asian slippers and smack them. Anyway, I know Nikki's a new production. Really thankful for showing up. Love your beers, very sexy. Too much dog. I know you flake a shit ton, but finally you got to show up. Very great, very great. Athena, poggers, just poggers. Laurel, yes, poggers. All right, that is my closing.
Alrighty. Well, we'll see you all next season on Prospects Esports Showdown. Good night and goodbye.
Goodbye.
I really need to come up with a better touch. You know, see ya theme.
See ya.